There is more to Phipps Conservatory than meets the eye. A transformation has taken place, turning this greenhouse made of glass into a sanctuary that is also growing it. At every turn, a piece of art blossoms from its lush surroundings. Bold colors and innovative designs cry out the name of the man responsible for giving them life. Dale Chihuly has found Phipps.
You know, this was a little complicated, this conservatory. I could never get a real full grasp of the plans. I mean, I could read the plans, but it felt different than the actual buildings. And you know, there's some real surprise installations because of that you know, it kind of snuck up on me.
What was no surprise, however, was a vibrant chandelier that hangs from the conservatory foyer, and that is where our adventure begins.
This particular chandelier has been made specifically for Phipps and the Welcome Center. What occurs with the chandeliers is all the individual pieces are blown, then the chandelier is mounted in the studio under Dale's review and approval. Because we knew that Phipps wanted to perhaps acquire this piece, we worked very closely with the board of Phipps and the director of Phipps so that it was a piece that they really felt strongly about. Then the piece was taken apart, packed in all its composite parts, and shipped here, rebuilt uniquely for this space.
As you can imagine, there's lots and lots of conservatories and botanical gardens all throughout the world, and lots of people would love to have him do an exhibit in their conservatory. But we had something unique we could offer. We're one of the only conservatories in the country that does these major changing flower shows. So we offered to Dale the opportunity for us to clean out some of the rooms, totally make them empty, and then give him an opportunity to start from scratch to create a sculpture that he thinks would fit in that room. And then by him working with our team of horticulturalists, to be able to come up with plants and different combinations that would help accentuate the glass in his rooms.
The exhibit, which was 4 years in the making, required 5 tractor-trailer loads to haul the 1,100 crates and packages carrying the various installation pieces. A team from Seattle then spent 2 weeks putting Chihuly's vision into form.
This is called Palm Court Tower. It was made expressly for this exhibition. We worked with the landscape designers. You can see that they have created very beautiful, formal, but somehow complementary plannings for the piece. These pieces here are called cattails, and they are attached, they are mounted into the ground using stakes. So it's really a very simple, not a very technically complex way of mounting the glass. It almost looks as if they did spring right from the ground, just like the plants, however. Cattails are not a specific series of work. They fall into what Dale just talks about as garden glass, different forms, different experimental shapes that he will group together against the plant material. This is called the Fern Room. This was Dale's favorite room when he first started looking at the Phipps and working with it and trying to collaborate with the landscape designers. He said, gosh, if you could make everything look as wild and as kind of prehistoric as the Fern Room does, I'd be really, really pleased. The artworks in the Fern Room are called red reeds. These are pieces that we blow in Finland. It's a special color that can only be found at this one factory in Finland. And the way the reeds are blown, a glass blower will actually go with a gather of glass into a personnel lift, and then someone will be beneath them holding on to the gather of glass with these tweezers, and then the person lift will go up, and then the other glass blower will go pull down, and that's the way we get the intense length. They can be as long as 15 feet tall. In the pond in the center are ikebana pieces. Ikebana is a traditional Japanese art of flower arranging, and Dale did a trip to Japan in 1991 and was inspired to make pieces that were vessels and stems. This piece is called Float Boat. And Dale started making what he calls Nijima floats in the late 90s. Nijima is a small island off the coast of Japan where 2 of Dale's students established a glass school. And then when he was working in Finland in 1995, and he was making glass at a factory by a river, and he was entranced by the idea that he could throw the glass in the water and it wouldn't break, but then the river would take it away, And so we got some Finnish teenagers to go fetch the glass for him, and they would mound this glass up in their beautiful wooden boats. And Dale found that very, very wonderful and has been filling boats with glass ever since.
Although many of the pieces are taken from previous installations, the Tropical Forest Conservatory brought about a fresh new concept for Chihuly. The 12,000 square foot area offered the opportunity to place his art among a meandering river.
Mostly it's kind of like working from a palette of shapes and colors. And, you know, the way they're put together is really what makes them fresh and new.
The colors are kind of festival colors. They're colors that we call end of the day. End of the day is a glassblower's term, and it was not unusual for glassblowers to make a little something for themselves, a little cup, a goblet, with all the different colored glass that was left at the end of the day.
And variety of color is a Chihuly trademark. For a man who says he has never met a color he doesn't like, he has made good on his word. The macchia is a prime example of color experimentation. The finished product stunning, the process of making them even better. We caught a glimpse of true Chihuly action when the artist and his team visited the Pittsburgh Glass Center in the city's East End and met up with friend and former student Thurman Statham.
Hey, you. Hi.
Right.
How are you doing?
Doing good.
Yeah.
Nice green, my favorite color.
Holy cow, I'm so happy you came over.
What are you making this morning?
Ropes, parts for an installation at Highmark.
And in a unique session, two glass grates worked side by side. Chihuly and his team meticulously crafted a beautiful macchia. In fact, Chihuly's teamwork approach is not unlike other masters of the craft. Using drawings and other visual cues, Chihuly, who is no longer physically able to make the pieces himself, directs his Seattle team, much like a film director would his crew.
You know, one thing I'm lucky is I've got very talented, mostly younger people working for me, and you know, they bring a lot to it as well. When they're making the glass, if they might make a mistake, and I'll see that and I'll look at the mistake. A lot of my things have come out of mistakes that we were making. Something happened, and it looked good.
Grab it and lift. Lift.
It is perfection attained through experimentation, and the reason why Chihuly has a Phipps favorite.
I mean, I guess it's probably that cobalt installation. You know, because the landscape was unusual. Vegetation. There was something kind of like otherworldly about it, almost, you know, out of this planet.
But the same could be said for much of what springs forth from the foliage. When it comes to glass as a medium, you never truly know what you're going to get.
Glass is transparent, so the light comes through it, and you walk around here, and as you walk around an installation, one side the light's hitting it, and then you walk around a little further and the light's coming through it, and the glass looks totally different. And so it's kind of ever changing. That's really the wondrous part of it, other than the making of the glass itself, which is, you know, working like with honey, and how you can control it and make it do the things you want. It's pretty incredible to watch a good glass blower.
And Phipps is filled with the fruits of their labor. It is an installation that joins other Chihuly masterpieces that have garnered worldwide attention. See it once, see it 100 times, but you are guaranteed that it will never be seen the same.